Hello again. All right, it's Reed, and I wanted to share with you what might be some nice things to have if you are climbing a 14er. All right. So obviously, do not stop with this video. Do some other research, okay, on what things are essential. But I'm going to cover most of the basics that you would want with you if you were going to climb a 14er. All right. So I do it with this REI 18-liter pack. I bought it several years ago, discounted because the color wasn't popular. It's Flash 18. You can still barely see that there. What I like about it is it's enough room, and yet it forces me to pack light, which is what you should be thinking if you're climbing a 14er. You want to take as little excess weight as possible, okay? Because, yeah, you get up there and it just gets hard to breathe, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of work as you're climbing a steep grade. Okay, so the things that you want to take with you. I'll try to go through most of them. To start with, yeah, this pack, you need water. Anytime you're going hiking, you need water. And let me also say, anywhere I'm going to get more than 2 miles from a road, any day hike I do, I take this pack with me. I don't take all the things I'm about to show you for a 14er, but I do take this pack with me because it has a first aid kit in it, and obviously my water supply. All right, so water supply, yeah, goes back in here. Hard to see, but yeah. Anyway, it is in there. There's like the bladder or the tube for it, and 2 liters is like a minimum for like a half-day trip. I just bought a 3-liter bladder, which I did another video about, and I'm excited about. That, yeah, is what I'm going to be using when I do 14ers in the future. All right, filling that all the way up before I go up. Usually the 14ers I do, they're the moderate ones. Okay, they're the easiest of the 14ers that are out there. Eventually, I'd like to work up to more difficult stuff, or even more technical climbs. I'm working on my climbing skills, but they're typically anywhere from like 3-4 miles round trip to maybe 8 miles round trip. Okay, and 3 liters should be enough for that. All right, so I have a balaclava in here. Balaclava, super handy because it'll keep your head warm, it'll keep your face warm if you are climbing and it gets super windy or super cold. So I would highly recommend getting a balaclava. This is a Seirus balaclava. It's like S-E-I-R-U-S. And I mean, if you don't want to wear it as a balaclava, that's cool. This one has some options. You can roll this back. All right, good luck. All right. The nose piece is all messed up right now. Okay. You could, another thing I do, this looks really dumb, but I often will wear it like this because I'm too hot. I don't need all this covered, but I'm cold enough, or like I need to maintain my body temperature enough that I want my head covered. All right, so I'll do this. I know it looks really stupid, but yeah. Okay, balaclava, very useful. Another thing that I don't have in here that it's a hat I'll switch. I'll start out wearing a bucket hat, all right? And it looks really dorky, but the higher elevation you are, and in the U.S., I mean, 14,000 feet is about as high as you can get. But the last few thousand feet, as you go up, the higher intensity the UV light is. Okay, so having a bucket hat is a really nice way to just protect your skin from, getting sunburn. Okay, which reminds me, sunscreen is essential. I'll probably get to that in this pack as well. These are gaiters. Okay, so I'll flip between the bucket hat to this the higher I get, essentially. Sometimes I never wear this. I just wear the bucket hat all the way up. These are gaiters. All right, they go around your legs. They're actually really useful for a lot of things. I always keep them with me because, and they can protect your legs from dew if you're walking through a grassy field, from ticks getting in like into your socks and under your boots, from like sticks and little stones or pebbles getting into your shoes. In snow, like if you have to post hole, this keeps snow from getting into your boots. So they're like amazingly useful. I definitely recommend those, and a lot of times I use those. So I always keep them in this pack. This is just a cheap rain suit set from Home Depot. This was probably like $10. I bought the XXL. That's the size that works for me. And it is pants and a top. All right. You may think that the pants are extra, but for real, I don't understand why people don't think about if you're trying to protect yourself from rain, especially in a situation where it can be very cold, um, and you just put something on your top, if there's no cover and you're going to be hiking for several miles, where's all that water going to run after it runs off your like top part? It's going to go right into your pants, and your legs are going to freeze. All right, so that's why I carry this with me. You can see this is well loved. It's definitely helped me out on Bierstadt. It helped me out. Although that's not like a super long trail, so whatever. Okay. Always take some food with me. I usually have like an oatmeal bar in here. All right. So that's important. First aid kit. Okay. The thing that I actually consider the most important thing in my first aid kit, Benadryl. All right. Of the wilderness emergencies you can get into, having some kind of allergy, like from a bee sting, or some plant you come into contact with, or whatever. If you don't get Benadryl in that person, this is like wilderness first responder 101. They will die. Okay, they will die. And so I try to always keep Benadryl in here. Every season, I double check the dates on all my like medicines and stuff in here, and just make sure everything's like up to date. I do that at the beginning of the year, so like in May or whatever. And so I'm not gonna tell you everything that's in the med kit because just buy a nice standard first aid kit, and make sure you got some Benadryl in there or an antihistamine. Right? Is that the term? Yeah. I also have iodine in here. Very important. Okay, so iodine. This lid is getting really weird. Is to help purify water. And so yeah, this might need to be updated. This has been coronavirus season, so I actually haven't had to go through this because I haven't been doing hiking. Also, I got hip surgery this spring, so I haven't really updated all this stuff this year yet. But yeah, iodine tablets are a very small and convenient lightweight way to make sure you're going to get purified water. Okay, people don't like the taste. I'm not that bougie. I don't really care. I don't need a filter. I just do the iodine tablets, and that's true for my backpacking trips too. I just carry this. Here's my inhaler. All right, I got it all taped up and stuff in there. All right. So I do have exercise-induced asthma, but I train without using my inhaler. I think that's if you can do that, I think that's a smart way to try to keep your body as in shape as possible, cardiovascular-wise. Sunglasses. I always keep these sunglasses in here. A little cozy is what I've heard these called. Okay, helpful, useful. Definitely, since the light's more intense, the higher elevation you go, it's nice to have some sunglasses. Those are important. Eye protection. P-cord, all right, paracord. This is reflective actually, which is useful. You can see the little like strips on there, yeah, especially under my fingers, yeah. So yeah, if I needed some situation where I don't know, any number of situations, like I could use paracord to assist with something. All right, there's probably even some wilderness first responder applications for this. It's been a while since I've done my woofer or wilderness first responder course, so yeah, forgive me for not being able to remember what those are. Ken Heck, forgive me. He's a good teacher. It's been like 10 years ago. Okay, toilet paper, very important. I like this stuff because it seals, and yeah, it's just like a little toilet paper roll. You can tell I'm getting low, but I bought some more. So you want that, okay? If you are climbing a 14er, you do not want to drop a deuce like anywhere near the trail because 14ers are getting heavier and heavier traffic, and that's just gross. And especially the higher you get, the harder it is to actually dig into the ground to deposit your load. So really what they ask people to do is to take essentially a doggy bag and pack it out. But since I do more than just 14ers, that's why I have this. Okay. Yeah, here's my backup. This is the next one actually, toilet paper. Okay. Let's see. Emergency fire starting equipment. Okay. So this is a waterproof case. And these are like strike anywhere matches to help me create a fire if I needed to. So yeah, again, like, yeah, in an emergency situation, yeah, I have that. Okay. Let's see. Next in here, I've got a compass. All right. 14ers in Colorado, a lot of especially the ones I'm doing at this point, are heavily used paths. So it's not quite as necessary. But yeah, anytime you get above alpine, you can lose a trail a little easier because it's just rock up there. And you can't always rely on your phone. Although I think phones are getting more and more reliable, especially with the GPS capability, which, whether you know it or not, even in airplane mode, GPS works. All right, it can at least help you, I think, get a bearing on which direction you're looking. But it's always a good idea to have a compass. So yeah, and make sure you know how to use it. I can't show you in this short video how to use a compass, but yeah, that's something you need to learn. Okay. All right. So, oh geez, now I've done it. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. Next things. Another granola bar. Yeah, you want to have at least a couple when you're up there. Oh, I used to have long hair, so this helped with that, but I don't really need that anymore. Okay. Let's see. Sunscreen. I guess I could take that for a friend if they had long hair. We'll have to go get that later. Sunscreen. All right. Like I said, very important to have sun protection. So the complete thing would be sunscreen, your sunglasses, and a hat. Okay. Some people do long clothing, right? Or like long sleeve, long pants, that kind of thing. More hair stuff. Interesting. I guess those could be used for something else too. I'm all about multifunctionality. Okay, so that's basically what's in my pack. Also, I have hand sanding. Okay, for when you have to go number 1 or number 2. All right. Keep it in this bag also because elevation changes. I don't want this thing to go everywhere, especially in my pack. Alcohol-based things are not always good with other plastics, and I always have a pen with me. I just think pens are important. Theoretically, could be useful. You should. Okay, anytime you do any hiking, it's not a bad idea to leave a note on the hood of your car, like inside the windshield, of when you left, how many people are in your party, possibly even your names or initials or something, and where you're going and when you're expected back. Okay, that information can be really useful. All right, especially if your phone dies and you're out there. So this isn't so much for day hiking, and not always for 14ers, but yeah, definitely for like longer trips. You want to write down that information before you leave. Okay, a few more things to know about before I stop here. I do have some smaller pockets in here. Let's see what I got on those. Duct tape. Okay, duct tape is useful. This is little folded pieces of duct tape. It's just one strip that I've folded, okay, to make it nice and compact. I think I've even got some more in here, but because I have to replace it every once in a while once I use it. Lighter, okay, just an extra fire starting mechanism. Here's the other duct tape. This is Gorilla Tape. Okay, so I've got that, and I've got a little multi-tool. Okay, so yeah, this is just a tiny little guy. This is a Leatherman Squirt PS4 is what it's called. But for basic stuff, I mean, it can do a lot of what I need. It's got little pliers. There's tiny little knife blades in here. There's a little file. So yeah, useful to have. Okay, what else? Anything here? There is this handy key holder. Put your keys on this so you don't lose them in your bag as easily. I've got a few more things in here. Okay, headlamp. All right, you definitely want to be able to see if you break your leg or get lost and it starts to get dark. All right, and it's like a new moon or something, or there's clouds or whatever. So I really like this headlamp. It's the Bindi by Petzl. Okay, it is rechargeable and it is very bright. I couldn't tell you the lumens right now as far as the brightness, it might say on here. But anyway, so I just love that it's rechargeable. And yeah, again, at the beginning of the season every year, I make sure it's charged up. And after I use it, I charge it when I get home. But it has like a white light and red light feature. Red light helps with your night vision. Okay, so a lot of times when I do like stargazing, I actually use the red light feature because it doesn't mess with your sight. But it also has a strobe, which is handy. And finally, you can fold it like this to prevent it from like accidentally turning on. Okay, it protects against that. So I think that's pretty. And this is very lightweight. You can see the strap and everything. They've really made it lightweight. So that's very important to have. Okay, I think that's it. So here's a few other things. Gloves. Okay, if you're going to be doing serious climbing and you need like a balaclava to help keep warm, you want to have some gloves. These can actually go on the outside of the pack, which helps free up space in there. I just use this like little loop thing that they have. Okay, that's a little serious stuff. We'll get to that in a sec. Trekking poles. I have not yet actually hiked with trekking poles, but I came down Mount Bros about 2 summers ago, and it about destroyed my knees. And I have very good knees. If anyone else has done the Decalibron and have come down Mount Bros, I hope you also understand and echo the sentiment. Coming down steep grades can suck. All right, especially there, like the rocks are slidey. Oh, it's bad. So in the future, like especially if it's a trail I don't know very well, I'm going to take trekking poles. I'm going to put them on the outside of my pack, and I'm not even going to use them going up. I'm strictly going to use them for going down. I'm really happy with these after a skiing trip I did, where you put different cages on. They're cages for snow rather than rock. But these are black diamond. Sorry, I don't know. It's been a while since I bought these, so I don't know the other part of the name. But yeah, they're really nice. Okay, and finally, I know this video is getting crazy long. Crampons. Okay, so or what they call traction. All right. So if you are climbing a 14er early in the season, you probably want to have some like traction with you, as they call it. I carry these without their stupid little case. I just strap these on, and yeah, these are some bad mofos. The place that I was really happy I had these because I needed them and used them was Wheeler Peak in Great Basin National Park, Nevada. My favorite national park, just because it's a whole lot of nothing. The closest supermarket on the east side is 115 miles away. I love that. I love that. So anyway, Wheeler Peak is really cool. It's 13,000 plus feet. But the day I did it, I saw some guys coming down. They're about my age, and they started a couple hours earlier than me, and I was like, "Hey, did you make it to the top?" They said, "Well, actually, as we got up there, there's ice for the last like 50 to 100 feet, and so it looked like if without traction, you're going to be going for a ride. All right, meaning you're going to probably cascade to your death, or something like that. Yeah, and anyway." To me, I was like, oh, I'm so thrilled because I had these with me. So once I got up there, I put these on my boots. Make sure you know and practice beforehand how to use traction. But I put them on, and I was so excited. I basically sprinted the last 100 feet or so to the summit. Which I wouldn't necessarily recommend, but yeah, I was feeling good. But yeah, so having traction can be helpful for any situation where you have looked it up and know that there's going to be snowpack or ice up there, or you're just going early in the season. Okay, these are really heavy, so I would only take these if you have a strong hunch that that's what you're going to encounter. All right. Okay, so quick review. Okay, your essentials. A lot of times they'll break it down to 10 essentials for something like a 14er. But basically, let's run through it here. Light source. Fire starting material. A knife. Duct tape. Forgot my bucket hat, but protection from the sun. Okay. Let's see. Preparation for colder weather. Balaclava, heavy gloves. I know they look intense, but yeah, I was so happy and comfortable having these on top of some of the 14ers I've done. And something I forgot, a fleece. I always have a fleece in my backpack. I usually start with it off because it's hotter, at the bottom, unless it's starting really early in the morning. But yeah, I always have a fleece with me. Okay. This also, okay, so protection from potentially rain, all right, getting wet. So I got top, bottom, gaiters can be helpful for that. Also, gaiters are helpful for snow. Navigation. And along with the fleece, something I didn't show you, and the bucket hat, which I didn't show you, a map. You want a map, okay? Whether it's just something printed out, yeah. A lot of people will take a picture of the map on their phone, at your own risk. Hopefully your phone doesn't die. fallen off a cliff or something. Toilet paper. Okay. I also have a trowel that I carry sometimes, but yeah. First aid kit with, what do you need? Benadryl or some antihistamine. Okay. Inhaler. I have that in there too. If you're asthmatic. I don't know that I'd advise using an inhaler if you don't have asthma. Some kind of food. Okay. P-cord or paracord. All right. 50 feet of it. And then finally, got a few more things. Water, at least 2 liters, probably 3 liters. And then trekking poles to take pressure off your knees when you're going down. These are going to be a new item for me. I'll have to see how I like that. And at the top, if you know it's going to be icy, or believe so, traction. All right, so that's what you need. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's a long video, but yeah, these are things to think about if you want to climb 14ers. Yeah, love to hear what adventures you have. All right, peace.